Yo, man, I'm not even gonna front, man. I'm just on a different vibe tonight, man. True word. Yo, as I was getting ready for this live, I was just going through some old ass videos, and yo, the shit that we did, I don't know what the fuck are y'all gonna put on my tombstone.
Miami, New York, Boston, and around the globe, you're in the mix with Richard Frioli.
I know you want me. I made it obvious that I want you to. So put it on me. Let's remove the space between me and you.
I rock my body. I do it so you know that I'm into you. I seen you watching. And you notice why I do what I do.
Here's a situation into every nation. Nobody's ever made me feel the way that you do. You know my motivation, given my reputation. Please excuse me, I don't mean to be rude.
But tonight, I'm wow. Yo, man, what are y'all gonna put on my tombstone, man? I was just watching the video that we did for Richard Frioli back in like 2008. And he's like a little kid, right? Now he's like a world famous DJ. And I'm watching Winter. You know what I'm saying? And now Winter's the man, right? Winter down in Florida, he's the man right now. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're Big Papi, Drake, Kanye, fucking Trump, you gotta call Winter to get into the club. And it's just, it's amazing to go through these archives and see past work and how we've touched so many lives. And I was just there, man. I was just there to be a part of that shit, man. Pilot, talk to them.
Original pilot, aka Ross Mulligeta Sewa. Adiva! Hot girl, diva.
Yeah, so I was watching the presidential election, presidential debate, and I just been on a different level, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know, that's why the other day at the crack of dawn, some dude came up to me, was like, yo, what is that on your back of your shirt? And I was all like, that's the face of God. And the dude was like, huh? And I just kept it moving. I just feel like I'm flying, and I just feel like spiritually I've gone on a different plane, and I feel like I'm able to watch the past, present, and future all at the same time, and I've just been able to visualize. I just see shit differently. I mean, that's why we on a different mode right now, man. That's why we got the candle bubbling right now. But as I was watching the presidential debate, one thing really came to me that really stuck with me and really kind of fucked me up is when they were talking about the black community. And it's the same response that I've heard since I came to this country in 1981. And it's not really the response the Democrats want, because it seems that black people moving towards Donald Trump. Now, when we talk about Donald Trump, I've been a Donald Trump fan now for like like since like 92. Cause I used to listen to Howard Stern. He used to come on the Howard Stern show and used to come on the Howard Stern show and talk his shit. And I just thought he was a funny dude, right? He come on, he say some inappropriate shit, and I would just laugh. Where I kind of fell out of liking Donald Trump is when he started the presidential shit and then started to like go after Obama. But I get it. It's just business, right? You wanna become the president. Obama is the face of America. And that's, I don't care if you don't like it or not. The face of politics that you see in your brain, it used to be Ronald Reagan, but now it's President Obama. That's it. And everybody's after that is trying to make that, it's trying to replace that face. But the face of American politics is President Obama. And that's just what it is. So just listening to him go at Obama, I kind of fell out of faith with him. Like, yo, I get it, but you know what I'm saying? But it's just business. It's nothing personal. But I was a level 1 human being at that time, so I kind of took it really personal that Trump and America was attacking President Obama, right? I took it personal, but now that I'm a level 2 human being, I see what it was. That's just a puppet show, right? A bunch of Muppets. But one thing that has stayed the same since 1981 for me was the condition of the black community. And I'm black, so when you talk about the black community, that right there is going to resonate with me. And it seems nothing has changed. We've made little progress, but it just seems nothing has changed to where we could say, fuck it, man, we here, right? Yeah, there's been incremental, fractal improvement in the black community, of course, because everything doesn't stay the same. Everything moves, right? Some stuff moves fractal, some stuff moves macro, some stuff moves micro. But everything is moving because the earth is a living, breathing organism. So I get that. But listening to these two candidates talk about the black community, it was like, come on. Let me switch on to the Chizzy, man. See what's going on in the Chizzy. Make sure I don't miss anybody. It just seems that nothing has moved the needle. I feel that we're in the same exact state. And you know the situation of America is crazy when you watch a debate and Donald Trump sounds better than Biden, right? Like you say Donald Trump won that debate, right? And you can see the evolution within Donald Trump. Because before Donald Trump was on some Mickey Mouse, he was just Mickey Mouse, right? When he won, he was just Mickey Mouse. He wouldn't really debate you. He would just make fun of your sneakers, or he would just do crazy stuff, like a lot of smoke and mirrors, right? And now he just seems more polished. He seems like a more polished politician, which is good. Because like I said, things change, right? It could be fractal. It could be macro. It could be huge, big, small, micro. It doesn't matter. Life is a living, breathing organism, so it has to continue through space, right? We're on a spaceship right now, right? We're on this giant spaceship that's just moving through time. Moving through time, right? Like where the earth was when I was born, it's not at that same position right now. In the 50 years, it's moved. Right? And we just on this great spaceship. So everything is moving. Everything is evolving. But what's not evolving quick enough for me is the black community, right? When we talk about, we're going to go off a little bit, but we're going to come back. When we talk about the human brain, no scientist on this planet can explain how human beings went from Lucy or hominin to Homo sapiens sapien. That evolution took place within 200 years. Like, dudes went from using a stick to eat ants to this. And the black evolution hasn't moved as quickly as human evolution, which is crazy because black people are humans. So it seems like everything has moved and we haven't. And it was really disturbing. It was really disturbing to watch this debate and how they talk about the black community, what they did for the black community. We started more black businesses. And all that is great, right? If you had a dream to start a black business and now you're able to get a little money through the Biden administration, that is awesome. And that's great, right? That's fractal, but we still moving. We haven't done that. We haven't done I don't want to use the word evolution because there's no proof of evolution, but the adaptation of human beings has moved quicker than black people's progress. Let me say that again. I'm going to say this again. Black people's progress has been slower than all of humanity. Human beings went from sticks and stones to the automobile that you plug into a wall. Human beings went from sticks and stones, right? Let's not forget, people were boiling their shoes in this country, right? Because shoes were made out of leather. Motherfuckers were boiling their shoes to eat, right? We went from the Model T to the Ford Mustang. That, I'll use evolution now, but not in the scientific evolution, but in my evolution. That evolution of society has moved quicker than black people's evolution. Like black people haven't moved. Black people hasn't moved. Is it by design or is it our fault? That's up for debate. So I was watching the debate and I was all like, man, like these dudes just saying the same exact ish every presidential election. They're just saying the same exact thing. And I just clicked off and I went to Billy Carson and he was talking about how we live in the Matrix and how nothing is real, right? And that because what we see right now, there's so much colors happening right now, but the human brain can't see it, right? There's a lot of colors going on right now in this room, even though it's dark, but there's a lot of colors going on in this room right now, but our brain doesn't give us the chance to see it. So that's what they were talking about. And then Billy Carson said something to me that really it's weird how things just tie in. How like once you become on a very high spiritual level, it kind of seems that like there was like a film over my eyes, and it just feel like that film was just being scraped off as you achieve level 2 high spirituality. And I'm not just talking to church bowing and praying. I'm talking about really, really, really achieving the muse. Right? Like I'm trying to achieve my muse. And sometimes I hear my muse giggling and laughing with me. I'm beginning to hear my muse. I'm beginning to hear it. Some people say, oh man, this dude's lost his mind. No, I'm not losing my mind. I'm just trying to get to level 5, level 6, trying to get to a higher level of spirituality. And I'm beginning, sometimes I hear my muse. I look around and be all like, yo, who said that? Right? I look for things and the muse is giving it to me. Because I'm not a Christian, someone would say, that's the Holy Ghost. That's the Holy Spirit. That's the divine communicating with you. That's what you're hearing. But because I'm not a Christian, I call it my muse, right? But if you're a Christian, you understand what I'm saying. If you're a Muslim, you understand what I'm saying. If you're into Judaism, you understand what I'm saying. If you're a Mormon, you understand what I'm saying. Even if you're a Satanist, you understand what I'm saying, right? When we try to achieve these higher levels of spirituality. And I went from the debate to Billy Carson. I just clicked on this video and he was talking about we're living in the Matrix. But that was really cool. But he said something that was very powerful, which drove me to do this podcast. Not even a podcast. I'm going to start calling this a podcast. I'm going to call this a live show. He said when he go every 4 years, when he votes, he write his name in as president because he refuses to give up power to another human being. And I was all like, yo, that was deep. And it came at a time when I just watched the presidential debate. So I might have been a little sensitive and hurt of the status of my people. So maybe this is why. Maybe I'm sensitive. Or maybe it's my muse. My muse told me to hit this button to create this peace. Because that's what a muse does. My muse gave me the power to create this peace. He said he doesn't write a president's name. He writes in his own name. He doesn't tick any boxes. He writes his own name in because he doesn't want to give power to another human being. And that made me stop and think. I was like, yo, that's deep. And I vote, and I came a citizen in 2019, and I vote now because a lot of my friends are Democrats and they're in power, right? So I vote Democrat. Not because I believe their views at all. I believe in my friends' vision. That's why I vote for my friends who are Democrat, right? A lot of my friends I've known that are in power since they were 18 years old. I've known them since they were 18 years of age. I'm voting, and if they watch this, I'm voting for you, not because I think you could make a change. I'm voting for you because you have made a change in your growth And I just want to see you blossom. I'm voting for you not because I want something. I'm voting for you because I want you to achieve the highest goal that this universe has for you. And the universe has high achievement for all of us. Because nothing is real. You can't see all the colors in the universe. You think you touch something, but you really don't. My brain sits in darkness. Your brain sits in darkness, right? It tells my eyes to look, my ears to listen, my nose to smell, my mouth to taste, my fingers to touch. That data comes back into my brain and I'm able to perceive what seems to be a room. So knowing that I'm in this matrix and we all have the ability to write our computer program to be successful, why would I call these people my friends and not vote for them? Because I believe the matrix that they're making their own matrix too. They're writing their computer program. Now this is kind of crazy. You have to be a person that plays video games to understand what this even means, right? So in certain video games, the edge of the world, there's no world there. It's just blank space. And a lot of you guys that's playing video games is going to understand. You're going to understand this now, right? So when you're playing a video game and you're walking through, hey, what's up? What's up, Lauren, man? Thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming through the chat. Yeah, we're just talking about the presidential election and trying to tie that into the crazy visions that's going on in my head. But thank you so much for coming through the chat. Lauren Miles, thank you so much. Lauren Miles is joining us on the kick. So as you're playing the video game is rendering the world as you get towards the end of the world, right? So when you're playing the video game, you could look off into the distance and there's no world there. But as you progress through the video game world, the computer or the PlayStation 5 will then start to render the world off in the distance as you get closer to that. And you could never ever get to the end of the world because the computer's always generating that world, that software. That's what the software is doing. And the computer is generating an image. And it's hard to explain if you don't play video games. It's hard to explain if you don't have a level of spirituality to understand what's really going on, right? But as you're playing a video game, if you look off into the distance, there is no world there in certain video games. But as you move closer to the end, then it generates the distance. But at the distance that you're at, and you look further, there's nothing there. But as you move closer to nothing, then something appears. And I think all of us has that power. All of us has that power to write our computer program. And that is why I vote for my friends. And I wish people who hire me to do their photography or their videography, I hope that they're hiring me not because they think I'm good or they think I'm bad or they could get something selfishly out of me to make their product look better. I hope that they're just hiring me because they want to see me write my computer program. That's why we opened up and I said, what the fuck are they going to put on my tombstone? So this is why I vote. Because I want to see my friends reach their goal, right? And as they're walking, there's nothing in front of them. But as I vote for them, they can write the world, right? And as they get to the end of the world and there's nothing in front of them in the distance, they can write the program to continue their world on. And that is why I vote for my friends. But I think this year, I'm going to vote for my friends. I'm a registered independent now. I think this year, I wasn't gonna vote, but this year, my friends are up, their seats are up, so I got to vote for them because I truly believe in their vision. And I think we need to start voting on people who you believe is true on their vision. Don't vote for someone because you think they're going to give you something. Because we all have the power to write our own computer program. We all have the power to be successful. And I think we have to start to have a realistic view on life, right? Like I know everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a fucking millionaire. And I get it. But if you can achieve $400,000 a year and Biden's really not going to tax you, that's $400,000 a year is a lot of money. $400,000 a year is a lot of money. Now, if you go out and buy Bentleys and Gucci and all that, then it ain't. But if you were to stay living where you're living right now and to make $400,000 a year, that would be very, very huge for you. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because we have what happened here? My module failed. I wonder if I'm still live. I think we have a fake reality of money. I think we have a fake reality of success. I think we have a fake reality of politics. I think we have a fake reality of what's actually happening in reality. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and vote. All I'm saying is I think it's time as black people we stop giving away our power to people who we believe can help us, and we start writing that code. We start writing that code. And we understand math, and we start writing that code, and we start developing the world that we want to live in. Because one thing that we know for certain that can't be argued, if it's not observed, it doesn't exist. And that's a fact. That's visually. But people say, if a tree falls in the woods and you're not there, does it make a sound? Of course it makes a sound. Because waves move. Visually, if we don't see it, it doesn't exist. And I think that's the hard part for black people. I think black people just don't. We need to have the ability to understand that there's no world in front of us, but we can write that code. We have the ability to write that code to make that world appear. And I don't know, man. I wouldn't give up our power, man. Let's not give up our power. Let's just write the code.
I want to know. Original pilot, aka Rasmully Geta Sewa. A diva! Hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skittle tough like a cleaver. No man no want them, tell them to leave ya. A diva! Run boy, hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skittle tough like a cleaver. No man no want them, tell them to leave ya. A diva! Run boy, diva, a diamond, hot girl them a gold. I always feel like
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care.